Okay, so you guys put a bunch of questions on our social, which I think we asked for. So Jim's going to read me some of your questions, and I'm going to try and answer them.
All right, here's the first one from Facebook. What is your favorite bike that OCC has made?
The next one. I always say that. That's really a tough one, because there's certain meanings to certain bikes. As far as old school bikes, I like the David Mann. The Fire bike is, the POW bike. Those are probably the top three for me.
Being an old school biker, do you get sick of the modern designed bikes?
I don't get sick of the modern designed bikes. I enjoy other people's creativity, and you'll learn a lot from that.
So this person said they just finished watching the American Chopper series again, and they're curious to know how much of the business was production bikes.
As far as production bikes, actually, there was just a period of time where we did, we called it a greenie. We built multiple bikes, but we never really got into production. We designed a bike called what was the bike that the 6-Up, which was, I even forget the name. We didn't really make that a production bike. We sold it like a production bike because people bought like hundreds and hundreds of those bikes. And then we had Greenie, we called it Greenie. We sold a lot of them in Canada and whatnot, but we never really got big into manufacturing production bikes.
Was there ever a motorcycle you wish you never built?
We built some funky bikes. I think we built a bike that was a horse. That was pretty freaky, yeah.
What was the first motorcycle you ever built?
My first bike that I had was a 73 Triumph Bonneville, but my 74 Harley, which I still have, was the first bike that I customized.
Here's a couple from YouTube. Having seen how polite you are interacting with fans outside of signing events at meetups, when is the best and worst time for a fan to approach you?
The worst time is when they're drinking. The best time, well, anytime. There's never any set times. You never know when you're going to meet people. You never know when they're going to ask for a picture or an autograph. So, most 95% of people are pretty polite, and I probably do it every day, depending on how many people. But I do autographs and pictures every day. So, yeah, most any time's a good time.
Yeah, you do quite a lot over at the Roadhouse when we go there to eat lunch. This individual is a vintage Triumph lover from New Zealand, and over the years you have mentioned your love of Triumphs. Do you still own any, and did you ever own a Trident?
I don't have any more Triumphs, and like I said, I had a 71 Bonneville. The triple, I never had one. I seen them when I was in England, and the kid that worked for me in my steel shop years ago had one.
How do you decide on a design of a bike? And where does your inspiration come from?
I think that my inspiration comes from multiple areas. Some people, when we build a bike, they have certain things that they want to incorporate in their bike. I don't know, for me, like I wake up in 5 o'clock in the morning, I start thinking about whatever bike that we're going to be building next. And I start developing ideas, and then, the rest come along while we're building the bike.
Have you ever thought about coming over to the UK and checking out some of their custom bikes and the creators over there?
I've done that already. I've been over there a couple times. I went there and met Ewan McGregor, and we did a ride there. And we went to Triumph, the manufacturer, and we went to places that collected like the old Triumph. So that was pretty cool.
Didn't you go over to the UK with Russell Crowe and check out his stuff?
I went to Australia to see. We built a couple bikes for Russell Crowe. But I don't think we went to any museums or anything over there.
Are you going overseas anytime soon?
I'm going to the 8th of next month. I'm going to Germany. And then I was invited to go to Istanbul. I'll be doing Istanbul and Germany next month.
Wow, that'll be a cool trip. This person wants to know, what do you do to keep your guns so big?
I work at it. I work at it hard. I have good genetics. I've been doing it for a long time. And, I concentrate a lot on my arms. I've always had good, everybody has a certain body part that develops easier than others. And my arms have always been developed, pretty well. So, Yeah, so I do a lot of tricep and a lot of bicep.
What's your favorite bicep exercise?
My favorite bicep is I like doing dumbbell curls.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, dumbbell curls.
Quite a few people asked, why do you wear sunglasses inside?
To be cool.
Plain and simple, nice and easy. Do you think choppers still have a place in the current motorcycle scene, or was it just a fad?
I think choppers has a place. I don't think choppers ever goes out, and if they do go out, they make a comeback every time. So they always circle. For me, they'll never go out.
How did you go from a steel worker to a custom bike genius? That's such a large leap.
I don't know if I'm a custom bike genius, but when I opened my steel business in 1973, and I bought my Harley in 1974, and because I had a steel shop and welders and grinders and all that stuff, I was able to start customizing my bike. So I really liked bikes way back then, and I did customize bikes way back then, but I had to make a living, and I couldn't do it building bikes, so I paid attention to my steel shop.
And just to piggyback on that, because a lot of people did ask, so how did Discovery find you the first time and ask you to be on TV or a show?
Discovery saw a picture of me. They were looking to do a show on the East Coast, because Jesse had done one on the West Coast. And I had just, I was still in the steel shop, and I just put a website up, just put it up, and they saw a picture of me, and they said, this guy looks like a motorcycle guy, give him a call. History, the rest was history.
Wow. So this is from Instagram. So this is actually from Clay Crick. He's been at a couple of your shows. He had that long, was it a Yamaha chopper the first year you liked? The white
guy.
one? Yes. So he's asking, what is your favorite style of front end? Springer, girder, tube, rigid?
You know, I kind of, it's between a Springer and a girder, you know. The girders are a lot lighter, but I do think I like the look of the Springer better.
Yeah. You seem to use a lot of them.
Yes.
Is there a bike design or a company-themed bike you would like to build?
I can't think right offhand. I'm sure there is.
Yeah. Is there anything that you haven't built yet that you'd like to? Any certain style? Or, I mean, you're so diverse in what you make.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a
tough question. Yeah, we did some thousands of bikes, you know, all different businesses, companies, and some of the biggest companies in the world. So I've done a lot.
And you've done so many different styles. You've probably
everyone's a different style, pretty much. Yeah.
So many people have asked or commented on our videos and our socials. So they see you weld without full protection. Not afraid or no problems because of the welding light in your face and arms?
I've been doing it for 100 years. I don't recommend it. I guess it's a bad habit that I'm trying to kick. But, you know, sometimes when you're working, it's like, and you just need that little tack and go get your helmet and your sleeves, and it takes more time than to just tack the part. So I'm working on it.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't see on our socials and YouTube, you know, the tons of time you're welding that's off camera, where you are all geared up.
Yes, yeah. If I got to really do welding, I'm geared up.
So speaking about cameras and TV and YouTube and all that, how do you not hate cameras yet? Or do you, and you just
I don't hate them. I don't hate them because I don't pay attention to them. That was one of the successes of our shows. Even though there was cameras there, I always forgot that they were there. I think that's the makings or the success of a reality show, part of the success.
Right. Yeah, you had 3 camera crews following you around back in the day for TV, at least.
Yeah, we had, I don't know,
multiple
10, 12, 15 guys, 4 or 5 cameramen sometimes.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot behind the scenes that people don't see. How do you deal with the haters on social media? I
don't pay attention to them. Once in a while, they piss me off and I'll say something, but they're not really haters. If I text them back and say, hey, man, I like your bike, or things switch pretty quick. And if they see me in person, it's a totally different story.
Right. And I think people would be just surprised to know that on social media and everything, you're the one that's responding to all these. You're the one commenting. If it says it's from Paul Sr., it's from you.
Yeah, I do it all myself.
You know, so
yeah.
I think that's impressive. A lot of people probably don't think that.
No, I answer all mine and I post all my own posts.
Right. And you can see that. Your Instagram, you know,
you can see that from the misspelled words. Right. You know that's me.
So do you have anything that you want to tell people that maybe I didn't ask or you think they would want to know?
I can tell you what I think the key to success is, and that's perseverance. Don't quit, you know, just
right.
Regardless of what's in front of you, either go around it or get through it. But yeah, I think, and if you love to do something, keep doing it, you know.
Oh, yeah. So we're halfway through 2025. What are you looking forward to or hoping to do for the rest of the year?
We're looking at doing it. I've been looking forward to that.
So you're not ready to retire?
No, I'm not ready to retire. I still got some years left in there, and I don't have any. You know, I'm 76. I drive an hour to work, an hour and a half back every day, and so you know, I think it's just something it's a passion. If you want to stay young, you need to keep moving. You need to keep active, and I think that's a big contribution to staying young and staying active. Yeah, so those are good questions. I enjoy Q&As. Follow us on YouTube, Paul Sr Unchained, and keep sending questions to Jim, because it's one of the more, you know, I do a lot of appearances and whatnot, but I really do enjoy doing Q&A, and I like the questions, especially this time, that are asked. So keep it coming. Peace out.